I'm an addict for sneakers.
What's good? Back up in the building. It's your boy DJ Delz back with a brand new sneaker podcast for the weekend. Every week, well, not every week, usually 3 out of the 4 weekends, I hit you with a weekend podcast. I post usually on Thursdays on my Instagram, which is Instagram.com/Team DJ Delz. I ask the public, what do you want me to speak about? And then on Friday, I record. So, let's get right into these questions. First, we got from Ben. Well, Ben just wants a shout out, says great collection. Thank you to Ben. Next, we got from Z. I'll just say, I can't really pronounce what your screen name is. He wants me to speak about the Sauconys that I scooped up. He's curious about my opinion on it. And by the way, great work, he writes. Thank you very much. My opinion is, I think they're fantastic. I love the fact that they put out something hot, and they put out something hot. They didn't use someone else's name and throw it in the mix, and all this collaboration stuff that always goes on. It seems like there's a new collaboration every single week now, and it's getting a little played out, I think, in my opinion. I like to see that the brand is able to actually put out a cool concept without attaching another name to it. This whole pack is so hot. I did an unboxing video. I did not put it on YouTube yet because what happened was YouTube sent me this amazing plaque because I hit over 100,000 subscribers, and I had to put that on YouTube before I put out anything else. I was so taken back by it, and I just really appreciate that YouTube sent me that. And I appreciate you all that watch the show, because without you all, this would not be possible. I would not be able to do all this stuff without you guys. Like, people don't understand sometimes when I tell you, like, thank you. I really mean it, like, thank you, because I love this, and it really has changed my life, YouTube, for the better. I was able to learn a lot about myself throughout the years just by doing all these videos and just, growing up and just continuing to grow up, because, I feel like you're always going to learn more and more about yourself. And one thing about doing YouTube videos, you watch the old ones and you learn about yourself more, or you'll watch the one you just did and you'll listen to yourself, and sometimes you'll even say, oh, I don't agree with what I just said there. That's not right. Or sometimes you'll look at yourself and like certain things that you said and say, I want to be more like that kind of person. Like, that's more of, the kind of person I need to be like. Doing YouTube videos for so long at a consistent basis. I mean, you got to keep in mind, I was on YouTube starting 7 years ago over at DJ Delz TV. If you've never been there, which I'm assuming 80% of you probably have never been there, go to DJ Delz TV if you've been watching my show for a couple of years, and you're going to understand how long I've been on YouTube and how much work I put in, because sometimes people don't understand how long I've been on here for. It's been a long time, man. I enjoy doing it, though. If I didn't enjoy doing it, I wouldn't be on YouTube. But they sent me this plaque, and man, I was just so taken back by it and just really just happy to just get that love sent my way. I was really like just blown away by it. I started opening up this package, and I was so curious to see what it was, because I had no clue what it was. And as soon as I seen this note signed by someone over at YouTube, I was like, I gotta take this box right now, go set up my camera, and film this for you guys. And thank you guys, because, without you, this wouldn't be possible. So I want to first put that out there. That I did the video, and I actually was in front of the camera. It was a little difficult to be in front of the camera because I was a little, taken back from it. If you watch the video, you could see, there was a little bit of emotions going, I mean, I literally looked at it for the first time, and it was special for me. And I wanted to share with you guys. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it if you're a fan of my show. You're going to really enjoy it if you, love what I do. And if you're a fan of what I do here. You're really going to enjoy that. And that's why I wanted to do it in front of the camera, too. At first, I'm unboxing it behind the camera, and I was like, I got to do it. I got to go in front of the camera, because, it was a moment, I wanted to share with you guys. I had to be in front of the camera and just thank you guys face to face. Even though it's not really face to face, at least you get to see me looking in the camera and really thanking you guys. So check that out. So when I got that plaque, that award, I had to put that out. And I know that people wanted me to put out something on that shoe, so I did put a quick on feet video, but I will do a full detailed episode. It's already shot, I just have to edit it. I unbox it, you get my first impression. I will say, for the people that are listening to my podcast, I will tell you, I was blown away by it. The packaging was so dope. It's like an ice cream carton, like at the grocery store. You open it up and there's the, the wrapping paper, which is like an ice cream cone, and then you get the shoes, which has this fluffy suede and this mint color with your hits of black. They really did a great job, and I like how they did it on their own. I think that Saucony needs to start doing things on their own, just like Asics. Like, stop making things all this limited BS. You guys are the ones that got the shoe at the end of the day, man. You guys should have people on your team that are creative enough to put out your own concepts and put out your own packaging and all that good stuff. And Saucony proved that they do. They literally have people that are that creative to put out something that's just as dope, if not one of the dopest things they've ever done. In my opinion, this is one of the hottest projects they've put out. I'm not one that just buys every single shoe that comes out. I try to review every shoe that comes out. Sometimes people will say, how come some reviews you're so into them and sometimes you're not? It's because this, to me, is a show. This isn't me showing my new pickups. This is a show. I try to get you as many reviews as possible so you get to see what I think about the shoe, and I help you consumers out. This is a show right here. This isn't, me showing my pickups. So that's why sometimes you'll see me more passionate about shoes than others. Getting back to what I was saying with the Sauconys, man, I was just really blown away by this pack. This scoop pack is really something sweet. Literally sweet. That's funny. But yeah, the shoe was really sweet, man. Definitely a great release that's coming out soon. I will have more information in the description box to the on foot and also the actual review. I'll probably put the review up before this podcast or after this podcast. And it's a great episode, man. I really dig the shoe. It's a real cool, fun thing to open up. I'm curious to see what the other colorway is going to look like, because there's supposed to be 2 colorways, I'm pretty sure, from this pack. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Kasan B, shout out to him. He just wrote, he was digging the shoe that I showed in the video on the Instagram post, because I showed the Adidas Bape Undefeated collaboration. I was able to pick up 1 out of 2 of the colorways. It's messed up because I ordered the white colorway 3 weeks ago, and then Undefeated I literally contacted because they didn't hit me up telling me when the shoe's gonna ship. They just told me my order went through. So after like 4 or 5 days, I hit them up and I was like, hey, what's going on with my shoe? So this lady Jane over at Undefeated hit me back and said, your order is currently in fulfillment and will be shipped out this week. So I was like, all right, cool, my order is being shipped out. And that was on April 16th. So I get a message today saying that my order is canceled after they sent me that message over a week ago. I don't understand what kind of staff they got over there when it comes to their online orders, but the customer service is awful over there. They ended up canceling my order on the white pair, the white and blue camel pair, and I was bummed out about that because I could have had the opportunity to actually buy those when I bought the black pair, because there was a site that was selling them on the internet. The site was called Uptown MIA. I was able to get the black pair, and I could have bought the white pair, but I said, I got the white pair already. I don't need them, because I'm not going to double up on shoes, especially limited ones. I don't like doing that all the time, because sometimes I feel it's not necessary to double up on shoes. Let someone else live a little. I got my pairs. I'm good. So I'm a little annoyed, because if I did end up doubling up, I would have ended up having both pairs now, because that order got canceled. I guess, as they say, the nice guy finishes last, Maybe I need to stop being so nice at times. But I did get the black colorway, and shout out to Kasan, because he said he needed them. That's a friend of mine I've known for many, many years. And I wish I could help you out too if you're listening, but I have no clue where to get them right now, bro. Next, we got a question from Eric. He wants me to speak about Foamposites and Air Maxes, and he wants a shout out. Shout out to Eric from your boy DJ Delz. So, Foamposites, I don't know really what you want me to speak about. I heard that they're going to be releasing some of the original colorways the beginning of next year. Let's hope that's true. As far as with the Air Maxes, you got the anniversary pack, the Cork Air Max, I think is kind of cool. They got the red velvet. I think that's cool too. I'm not super crazy about it, but I don't hate them either. And there's another colorway. I forgot what that one's going by. It's got a bunch of different colors. I think that one's okay also. Nothing more to say about that. Let's move on. We've got Hype Beast 123 wants me to speak about if I'm going to be getting the Hair 7s or the Bordeaux 7s, and he also says he loves my show. Thank you very much, and let's answer that question. Of course, I'm going to try to get the Hair 7s. I never owned a pair of Hair 7s, and I'm fiending, jonesing for a pair, so hopefully that goes down. As far as the Bordeaux, I already own a pair, but I'd like another pair so I could wear that pair a ton of times. I've always wanted the Bordeaux. I always thought it was a hot shoe. One of my favorite hip-hop albums from back in the day, from Diamond D, his album, he was wearing the Bordeaux 7s on the cover of his album. And, you know, I DJ, for those that haven't figured that out, because they're just so into just the one thing of me, and that's sneakers, which is okay. But, you know, I've been DJing for many years. I've done a lot of here and there with hip-hop as far as in the industry. You know, when I was a kid, when I was learning to DJ, I was always DJing with a lot of my friends' brothers' records. Like, we would, you know, borrow his records, sometimes take them, you know, quote-unquote borrow them. And I remember, I still have the record to this day of his album, man, with The Best Kept Secret and Sally Got a One-Track Mind, all those classics. And he's wearing the Bordeaux in that cover, and I always wanted those, man. I remember when I got them, I was so happy to have them. It just brings me back to when I was mad young. I was super young, man. You're talking early teens and whatnot. But, you know, I'm a heavy hip-hop head. If you don't know, you know, I'm heavy with it, you know. I love the Bordeaux. It's very special to me. I know some people connect, you know, the 7s or the 6s or the 8s, any kind of Air Jordan to, you know, Michael. But I connect Jordans to other stuff also, not just Michael Jordan, because you could remember certain things. I remember even, I'm pretty sure in, I forgot what Ghetto Boys music video, I think it was 6 Feet Deep. They have this guy getting shot for his Jordans, Ghetto Boys, 6 feet deep. I'm pretty sure he gets shot for a pair of Bordeaux 7s in the music video. I'm like 99% sure that's the video. It's a dope song too. Check it out. Search Ghetto Boys, G-E-T-O, Boys, Ghetto Boys, 6 Feet Deep. Dope song and a dope video. Check it out. Moving on. Mr. Santana, what up, Delz? In your opinion, which Saucony do you think is hotter, the Grid 9000 mints or these upcoming chocolate chip mint shoes? I think they both got their own flavors. The mint on the 900 is a darker color than on this upcoming release. It's a lot lighter, and the materials are way nicer on this upcoming release too. You got a whole suede upper. On the other release, it's, you know, you got mesh, you got nubuck, total different materials. I mean, you're talking about a very basic model to something that's high quality on the shoe. So that's my best way to explain both of them. But I do compare both in my review, unboxing review. And once again, I did show it on foot already. You can see in the description box below. Moving on, we've got Fits and Chips. Yo, what you think about the Rubber City LeBron 12s? I like the concept, he writes. Keep up the good work. Thank you, man, for real. I like him. I like him a lot. I like him a lot. Definitely like them, man. They dope. There's so many sneakers coming out. It's like hard to keep up, man. It's hard. You can't buy every damn sneaker, even if you have the money. Where you gonna put them all, you know? So it's a shame that they put out so much hot stuff all the time. It's a little much. Ballhard_D. He writes, what kick from LeBron's line would you like to see retroed first? I would definitely like to see the 1, the 2, and the 3 come out first. Definitely. That's my picks. Max wants to know. He writes, with all this new technology with Air Max, Ultra, dynamic flywire, engineered mesh, and all that other stuff, what's my thoughts on it? I think it's great, you know? I think it's great that Nike, and just like any other brand, thinks of, you know, any kind of innovation, any kind of technology that's better than what they've put out already. It's cool to see us as humans put out better things, you know what I mean? So I dig it. I just like, at the same time, when, you know, they put out the original models too. I hate when I see just on the shelves nothing but the new Air Maxes with the Flywire, with the fuse, with this, that, and the third. I want to see original styled Air Maxes at the same time. Give us a little bit of both. Hit us with both flavors. That's my whole thing. I'm not into all that all the time, you know. So that's my opinion on that. Alright, let's keep this moving. What's my place? If I missed your question, by the way, I apologize. It may be because I already answered that question in prior episodes, or it could also be that I just missed your question because there's just a lot of them here. Oh, by the way, by accident, I deleted someone's question, I think, and I remember it, and I'll answer it real quick. It was a wrestling question from WWE. He wanted me to speak about how I felt about Seth Rollins having his finishing move, the curb stomp, banned from WWE. They stopped him from doing this finishing move. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you may have seen the movie American History X, in the beginning scene when the guy puts the guy's face in the ground and kicks him, you know, into the ground, the curb. And you know what happened after that, man. If you've seen that movie, you know what happened. It was crazy. But he has a finishing move kind of like that, where the guy's beginning to get up off the mat, and, you know, he runs and he kicks the dude from the top of his head with his face going into the mat. And that's his finishing move, you know, and then that's it. It's a wrap after that, usually. They stopped him from doing that move. Pretty sure the reason why they stopped him from doing that finishing move was because kids were beginning to do that and really hurting each other doing that. I mean, it's really dangerous if you're going to kick someone's head into the ground. You know, that's pretty fucking dangerous. So they stopped him from doing that, and I think they're working on figuring out what he's going to do now as far as a new finishing move. I think that, you know, with the way it is in 2015, you get sued so quickly that I'm sure WWE is not trying to deal with that. So that's probably why they stopped that from going on, because they may say, you know, the kid was influenced by Seth Rollins, the world champion. How you guys gonna influence these kids? So they probably were like, you know what, let's change this so no one gets hurt or we don't get a lawsuit. So I'm sure that's why they stopped Seth from doing that finishing move. I like the finishing move. I thought it looked great on camera, and I think that, you know, every move they do is basically really dangerous. You shouldn't do any of those moves. I mean, it's sports entertainment. It's not like, you know, the real thing like UFC, but it's still physical. It's still dangerous. Last month, a guy, by accident, you know, it was a freak accident. His life was taken during a match with Rey Mysterio, and it was crazy. You know, you could see that on YouTube. It was, you know, a freak accident where the guy kind of got whiplashed, hitting the ropes, and his neck ended up snapping, and he ended up passing away. It was crazy. It wasn't Ray's fault for it. It was just a freak accident. And, you know, it's very physical in there. It's sports entertainment, but it's still very physical, and it's very dangerous. And at the end of the day, every move there, if a kid does that move like at their school during lunch period, most of those moves are very dangerous and could be life-threatening. So, you know, them stopping him from doing that move, any move he does is going to be pretty dangerous. But I don't know 100% sure what the whole deal is with that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It was just the fact that it was a real, like, dangerous move. And I think people were incorporating that move to that movie, American History X. And if you've seen that movie, it's a crazy movie. It's a great movie, by the way. If you haven't seen American History X, it's an old one, but, you know, you can still watch it today, and you're not going to look at it, I don't think, as like an old, shitty movie. Because sometimes you'll watch old movies and they just suck, you know. But back then they were cool. This movie I think you'll still enjoy if you've never seen it before. So, answering that question. Moving on, we got a question from Jason. He writes, keep up the good job, man. Also, what do you think about people leaking these early sneakers on Instagram? I think, you know, most of the time they are people in the factories getting a quick snap in overseas when they're making the shoes. You got to keep in mind that these shoes are made months and months in advance. Look at the tag of the shoes you're wearing right now. It's going to have a beginning and end date. You know, the production dates, when the shoes were made. As far as with Nike and Jordan, definitely you will have production dates. So these shoes are made way in advance, and people take pictures. That's how you're getting these early looks most of the time. So that answers that question. Moving on, we've got a question from Ivan. He writes, will we ever see a LeBron shoe without a swoosh? Only his logos, not Nike. I would say probably never, unless he makes his own brand, like a LeBron brand, like how Jordan did Jordan brand. But I don't think we're going to see that, because we would have seen that already if that was going to happen. I think he's content with just being over at Nike. And, you know, I like him just staying at Nike and just doing his thing. You know, focus on basketball, you know. I like that. I think he should just stay with Nike, too. I hope that doesn't happen, where he switches and does his own brand. But only time will tell. That may happen. Next, we got a comment from No Bum Kicks. Do you collect Odd Future clothing, socks, hats, shirts? No, I do not. I do like, you know, Odd Future. I'm a fan of them. But as far as collecting their shirts, I don't really collect any shirts. I don't own any of their shirts. Some people ask me about, you know, certain brands, like, for instance, Bape or Stussy or Supreme, because they see me wear it a lot in my videos throughout the years. They want me to do like collection videos. I probably will do some eventually. I'll probably do it on my other channel, because I don't want people to be upset with me posting other stuff that's not sneaker or shoe related on this channel, being that it's the Sneaker Addict show. Unless you guys want that. I mean, let me know if you wouldn't mind me posting other stuff here. Or you think I should post that on my other channel. I'm always looking for feedback, as long as it's, you know, done the proper way. If you're like rude and obnoxious, man, I ain't trying to read that, you know. But as far as feedback, you know, let me know. Maybe you guys want to see that kind of stuff, clothing and hats and whatnot. I did do a collection of all my hats because people were requesting that over and over again. It was a pretty good video. It ended up being like over 10 minutes long, and I ended up talking about a lot of cool stories, and you get to know me a little bit more. It was crazy how I had stories to talk about with my life just through looking at some hats. It was a good video. You should check it out. I'll put that in the description box below eventually, or just look up DJ Delz hat collection, and that should come up on YouTube. But I don't collect clothing. But as I said, I have, I guess, collection videos I could make. Like, I could do a Stussy collection video. I probably have over 30, 40 Stussy shirts. I have tons of Bape shirts. Not as many as, you know, my Stussy's shirts. But, you know, I have a lot of Bape. I have a lot of Supreme. I got a lot of different brands that I like, you know. If you guys want to see those kind of videos, I could do those. Just let me know. And moving on, we've got a question from... I don't even know how to say your name, so I'm just going to skip the name part and just say your question. He writes, when do you think they will start retroing a LeBron line, and do you think they will release any limited shoes like the Fruity Pebbles or Graffiti 4s or Stewies? I think if they do that, that would be amazing, and I could see LeBron wanting that to happen, because I'm sure he hears that weekly, you know, put out these old shoes, and when you do, put out the Fruity Pebbles. You gotta remember, LeBron is traveling state to state. You know, he's always bumping into fans, and he probably hears that all the time. Put out the old shoes, and put out this colorway, and put out that colorway. And I'm sure he wants his fans to enjoy those shoes, so I could see that happening. And I'm really curious to see how the sneaker community is gonna react. Or like, people that are hardcore collectors, are they going to freak out if a Fruity Pebbles 4 comes out? I mean, because it's going to lose the value of the pair they own. You know, if a pair of Graffiti 4s come out, it's going to lose the value of that. Those shoes go for a lot of money. Definitely curious to see how people are going to react. I think people are going to be really pissed off if that happens. But it's not going to be a lot of people that are going to be pissed off, because they didn't make a lot of those shoes, you know. And they're hot pairs of kicks. And I'm sure he wants those to be worn by his fans, like a lot of his fans. If you notice, most of his shoes are always general release shoes now. even the What the LeBron that released last year. I mean, they made a lot of pairs of them. They weren't that easy to get for some people, but they made more than I expected. Like, they put out a good amount, you know, which was cool that they did that. I think LeBron, too, like, the person, the basketball player, I think LeBron is a real good person, a nice person, like, literally a real nice person. When you look at Michael Jordan, I don't think meeting Michael Jordan would be the greatest experience, because I think that Michael Jordan is, you know, he's got that confidence, and he's kind of, like, real cocky. I can't see him being very friendly, but I could see meeting LeBron James, like, a nice experience, like being real friendly and outgoing. Like, I could see him being cool. Like, you know, he just seems like a nicer dude versus Michael Jordan. Let me know what you think about that in the comment box. If you had the choice to meet LeBron James or Michael Jordan, who would you rather meet? I'm curious to see what your opinions are. I honestly would rather meet LeBron James, because everyone that I know that's ever met Michael Jordan said that he was, like, really just not into it at all. Like, it was almost like it was, like, forced, you know, like he was forced to meet his fans. He didn't seem too friendly. I don't want to meet someone that's not into meeting me, you know. It's got to be, you know, someone that's into meeting their supporters, you know. That's just me. Some people don't care. They're like, man, I love Michael Jordan. I don't care if he's not that friendly. I just want his autograph and a photo. Like, to me, if I'm going to meet someone, it's got to be someone cool. Like, I don't care what they do. Like, I love Michael Jordan, the basketball player. Like, I wear his sneakers to the day I die, I'm sure. But I don't need to meet Michael Jordan, you know, from what I've heard as far as him, like, interaction-wise. He doesn't seem to be the most friendliest person, unless he's in your circle. Like, if you know, you work with him or, you know, something like that, maybe it's a different case. But curious to see your opinion on that. Who would you rather meet? If you could meet one of your favorite basketball players, who would you want to meet? And I'm sure a lot of people are going to think Michael Jordan or LeBron James. If you want to mention someone else, that's fine. But I think it's fun to do LeBron and Michael Jordan. Who would you rather meet? Moving on, Swaggy_C3 writes, do you prefer physical or digital copies of music? It depends on if it's a body of work that I love, that I consider a classic. Like, for instance, last week or the week before that, I was at the mall and my kids wanted to go to FYE to see all the little toys and stuff there. And when I was there, we bought something and they had Illmatic, Nas's Illmatic, for $5. And, you know, I have it on my iPhone and all that, but I still like to have a physical copy just to throw in the CD player. Like, there's some albums that are just so classic that I want to have the CD. Or if it's like an artist that I really, really love, then I will buy the physical copy. Or if it's an artist I personally know, like, that I'm a friend of, I buy their physical album. Like, for instance, Terminology. I've known Terminology personally since, you know, before his albums, when he was, you know, just trying to get on mixtapes. You know, he's a friend of mine. Like, I will always buy his album, his physical album, and I usually buy the download also. Anyone that I'm personally friends with that's a recording artist, I will buy their album also, just to support them. And moving on, Rashid. He writes, what is the worst elite shoe currently between LeBron, Kobe, and KD? I would say the worst one is, I don't know, I'm beginning to get used to them now from seeing them over and over again. Right now I would say the Kobe's my least favorite because it's like a high top shoe, like a boot looking shoe. Like, that's just not my style, so that's my least favorite, I would say. And he also writes, thank you for always answering. I try to, man. I try to get to you guys and try to do this, man. I know it's a lot of fun for everyone. And if I answer your question, please make sure to hit them like buttons and share this. Let your friends and family know that, you know, I'm answering your questions. Let them hear this, you know. As I said, it really helps the show. And thank you for that, you know, for real. Next question is from Rye_K. What do you think about Nike using LeBron's newer logo on the rumored LeBron 2 Retro instead of his old logo? I like it. I've seen the images. I have it over at my blog at thesneakeraddict.com if you want to check out those images he's talking about. Little here's and there's, like a logo, a new logo. I don't mind that, you know. Some people are, but I don't mind that. As long as they don't totally manipulate the shoe and make it something totally different, then I'm all for it if they want to put the new branding on there. I would rather them not put the new branding though. I want to make that clear though. I'd rather them just keep it the way it was. There's no reason for them to change anything around, you know. But I'm not like gonna be upset about it. Right now, where I'm at right now, I would love to have a brand new pair of LeBron 2s straight from the store. That would just be really great. Next question from Swaggy_C3. Is it just me, or is it nearly impossible to find limited sneakers on the internet or other than Nike and Jordans? For example, I've been looking for the gold Meek Mill Pumas and the blue pink Golf Wings for forever. You gotta follow my Twitter over at the Sneak Addict. Not the Sneaker Addict, the Sneak Addict. It was too long for me to put the Sneaker Addict on Twitter, so it's the Sneak, no ER, Addict. Because I have posted, you know, spots that were carrying these to help you guys out, especially the Meek Mills, man. There were so many restocks on the Meek Mills over at Chic Shoes. It was crazy. There's so many restocks, and I kept posting. Follow my Twitter. Definitely make sure you're checking out my Twitter timeline at least like every 2 hours. Check my Twitter timeline. Follow me on Twitter. You don't have to be active on Twitter and tweeting away to own Twitter. Use it as a tool. You know, I had someone that hit me up today and was like, I want to contribute to your podcast, but I don't have Instagram. I hate Instagram. Just sign up so you can contribute. You don't got to post photos. Just sign up. It's easy for me to just scroll down here and read all the comments real quick. So you got to get with social media and follow the right people, because they will post information to help you guys out. And I post a ton of info. I know I've been helping a lot of people throughout the past couple of years on my Twitter account with getting kicks. So follow there. Next comment. Ratchet Mike 23 writes, first of all, thank you for everything you're doing for your fans as far as putting out content every day, morning, noon, and night like clockwork. That's what's up, man. What's your thoughts on the paint peeling off of the Mirror Foams? I didn't know that was happening. I don't own the Mirror Foams, and I don't know anyone that owns them, so I had no clue that was happening. That sucks, though. That really, really sucks. It just shows how poorly they were made, and it's unbelievable how much they charge for them. That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that for anyone that owns those, man. That sucks. And if that happened to anyone that's listening, you should be able to return those still. So if you want to return them, go ahead and return them. Even if you wore the shoes, you could still return them. If they don't accept your return, then you call up the 1-800 number wherever you bought them, and you tell them what happened, and they will take back that shoe, because they have to take back that shoe if the paint is peeling off and it's a defect. You may have to show them photos via email, but for anyone that, you know, this has happened to, you should definitely contact them. Maybe they'll give you a partial refund, something, because there's no excuse for that. That's BS. E. Price the King, he writes, do you think that the red Jordan 11 is dropping this year? We haven't seen any samples yet, but, you know, it's still early in the game. You never know. I would say if we don't see a sample photo leaking on Instagram by July or August, I would say it's a wrap. That's not happening. But I would say it's a little early. We got to wait a few more months. You got to remember, shoes are usually made 8 to 9 months in advance. So we got to just wait just a little bit longer, and we'll start seeing these photos if that's going down. Next question is from Isaac. He writes, talk about the smashing the backboard and the Air Jordan 1 that's going with it. So that shoe is inspired by Michael Jordan dunking and shattering the backboard back in the days. And the shoe is, you know, the colorway of that setting. And Jordan Brand was saying late last year that they were going to hit us with new colorways, telling new stories with Michael Jordan. And that's what they're doing with this. That's what they're doing with that sweater 7 that's coming out. That's showing, like, you know, the commercials Michael Jordan used to do. And there should be some more that are coming too, you know, along with that. Like the 3-peat shoe is telling stories about that. So I'm all for it. You know, I grew up watching Michael Jordan, you know. All you young guys that are watching Steph Curry. What a game last night with Steph Curry. Unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. Like, I hope all you guys watched that game last night. That was unbelievable, man. That was history last night. If you missed that game, you missed basketball history. Later on, years from now, you know, you guys that watched that, including myself, will be talking about that game. That was something else. Insane. I just got thrown off by that. You know, Michael Jordan, I watched all those games. I watched his whole career as a kid. So when I see them doing all these new colorways and incorporating the past, I love it. You know, it brings me back to when I was a kid, and the shoes already do. But now that, you know, I have a lot of the shoes I always wanted, I literally did a top 45 Jordans I own video episode where I go through all these Air Jordans I always wanted, 45 of them, you know, that I always wanted. If you haven't seen that video, you're missing out. I literally show you over 45 Air Jordans in one video of some of my favorites, like, ever that I own. And after owning all of those, it's kind of like, okay, you know, been there, done that. Bordeaux's are coming out, that's cool, but there's nothing exciting about that. But when you start seeing new colorways and they're telling new stories, I mean, they're, you know, old classic things that happen, but you know what I mean by new stories incorporated in colorways, I'm all for it. I dig it. All right. Now let's move on to the next question from Lex. He writes, speak about how Adidas is still not putting out any more Boost Yeezys for everyone to be able to buy. They said that that was going to be what it was, but obviously they're taking a page out of Nike's playbook and they're keeping them limited for promotional, you know, use. And, you know, it's working. They're getting a lot of promo from all this hype, from people talking about the Yeezys. I want the Yeezy Boost. A lot of people want the Yeezy Boost. So that's what they're doing, man. They're just trying to milk the situation. And it's going to be like that, man. They're not putting out a ton of Yeezy Boosts. There's still no new pairs. It's been a hot minute. I'm shocked that people still want them. I personally thought the hype died for them. You know, I think in 5 years, 10 years from now, people are going to be laughing about that shoe, saying, oh, people were paying thousands of dollars for that. I see that, you know. I've been doing this for a little bit, man, this sneaker thing, like in a public, like, way, like, you know, on the internet, and really following what's going on as far as with the world and what they're into and what they're not into with fashion and sneakers. I can't see this Yeezy Boost in 5-10 years being a shoe that people are going to look at and praise. The Yeezy 2, now that's another story. That's a masterpiece, the Yeezy 2. Yeezy 3, I don't think so. But I do have a few friends that keep telling me, Delz, you saying a whole lot, but when you get that shoe in hand one day, man, you're going to be changing your mind. We'll see. But right now, I'm not impressed. I think the whole hype of the shoe is just for, you know, the quote-unquote people that are just so into the popular thing they can't get, and they just, you know, so, like, attached to the hype of things, you know. I'm over that shoe. I've been over that shoe for months. Like, I haven't even had a thought of it. If it released tomorrow and I could buy it for retail, I still would not buy it. I swear I would not buy it. I'm not spending $350 on that sneaker. The more I see images of it, the more I don't want the shoe. Usually if it's a hot pair of kicks, the more you see it, the more you want it. Not in my case. Like, the more I see it, the more I'm, like, laughing. Like, are you serious? People are paying over $1,000 on eBay for these shits? Like, get out of here. That's me, though. Moving on. Brandon from Hawaii. He writes, can you give a birthday shout out to my wife, Allison? Happy birthday, Allison, from your boy, DJ Delz. Hope you have a good day, good evening, good night. And then he asks a question. What's your thoughts on the weekend Jordan and Nike releases? You copping any of them? As always, great job with all your info. The only shoe that I like this weekend that I can think of is the Jordan 7 that's releasing. That LeBron 12 that's releasing, I'm really digging. The Kyrie Irvings that released today in white and infrared are dope. Those I'm digging. I have all this info on my blog too to help you out for the releases on Saturday, and the releases from today is already on my blog. Those Kyries are dope. If you're thinking about buying a pair of Kyries, that may be the one you may want to go for right there. And a lot of people say to go up half a size. I say go true to size. Just loosen the laces. You got to loosen the laces when you buy a pair of shoes, man. You don't just unlace them and throw them on your feet. Put your ass down, sit, loosen them up, Put your foot on the shoe. That's why they're narrow at first. I used to be like that all the time. I just try to wedge my damn foot in there real quick. Bang. Sit down, man. Loosen them, man. You know, and then put them on. Then it won't be as narrow. Because I know a lot of people complain they're mad narrow up by the mid of your foot. Loosen them up, man. Because you don't want the shoe to be too long. That's going to suck, too. I say go true to size. If you have a wide foot, maybe go up half a size. But the Kyrie 1s is a dope pair of kicks. And he's playing some awesome basketball, man. That man is hooping. So if you want a nice looking basketball shoe from a great basketball player, and this is his first signature shoe, you know, you living in the moment right now. You copping his first signature shoe later on. You know, you're going to remember wearing that dope shoe while he was playing when they first came out. It's always hot when you get that first signature shoe from that person, man. I think that may be the colorway, man. If you're thinking about getting a pair of Kyries, that may be the one to go for. And I even tweeted some info today, man. I help people get those for way under retail, like $88 with free shipping. It was crazy today. So, you know, once again, follow my Twitter. Whenever I can help you guys out, I try to help you guys out, man. Follow my Twitter, for real. So those are the sneakers I really like that are releasing tomorrow. The 11 Lab 4, I think, is complete garbage for the price. I think they're charging like $225, $250, somewhere around there for a patent leather, synthetic upper, shiny-ass black shoe. For $225, $250, whatever the price is, hell no. I got the money. I got that money in my pocket. That ain't the problem. The problem is I respect my money, and I ain't going to give them that kind of money for that. Get out of here. I won't even give them $190 for that. Hell no. Some shiny-ass black shoe? Get out. But if you like the shoe, don't take offense to it. Keep that in mind. Don't take offense to it if you're digging them. We all like different things. Moving on. Michael Francisco. Do you know if Nike and Nike retailers are still slowly releasing the LeBron 12 LeBron Palmer? I think that they stopped, man. I think it's a wrap for that shoe. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's a wrap for that. All right, and now the next question is from Dante M. He writes, thanks for the hard work. I hope the success continues. What is the worst song/artist you ever heard in the booth? I'm assuming you mean by booth as in the studio. Every time I've been in the studio with an artist, it's always been an incredible artist. I've never really been in the studio with a shitty artist where they were terrible. You know, all my memories are like crazy memories, like being in the studio and Jadakiss playing me the verse to Run with Ghostface, and then Green Lantern coming in during fucking him recording that first mixtape, and then he was right into the Alchemist joint that he did years and years ago. Mid bottles everywhere. Like, I always was around like crazy experiences. It was never like whack shit. Even like, you know, with French Montana, you know, like it was always like real hip hop shit. You know, I never was in the studio where it was like I would hear a rapper and be like, oh my. Actually, you know what? There was one artist that was really bad. I won't say his name because that's not right for me to do that. You know, people that are in the studio room, you know, we all are in there for a reason, you know, and it's not right and it's not cool to say that type of shit. But I did see once this one artist that I was shocked that really needed a lot of help with his rhymes and his songs. He just wasn't capable of creating music, and he needed a lot of help from a lot of people. But besides that, you know, every time I've been in the studio, it's been dope, man. I mean, been in the studio with crazy artists, Young Yeezy, like, just cool experiences, man. Just, you know, real cool experiences, man. And thank you for the love, too, man. I appreciate that, man. Moving on. Golden Child .99 writes, Yeezy hype is dead. Yep, like I was just saying, man, he knows. And the Yeezy Boost Low don't look too good either. Yep. Do you think that Adidas and Yeezy are going to put out a powerful, hot shoe, or do you think they're done? Well, just because we don't like it doesn't mean that it's not powerful. It is powerful because the Yeezys sell for over $1,000 on eBay and at your sneaker shows and boutiques where they, you know, resell shoes. So the shoe is powerful. Whenever you got a shoe that's selling for $350, it sells out and then it's reselling for triple the money. That's powerful. So I disagree with you on that. I do agree with what you were saying until that last part. Kanye West, Adidas, they're making power moves, man. People are waiting for that, man. People are just ready. They're ready to give that money over. They're ready to just say, here, take my money. Take that moolah. So that's my opinion on that comment. Moving on, we've got... Damn, I missed my place. A lot of comments. Shout out to everyone leaving them comments, though, man. Without you guys, there's no show. Remember that. All right, next question's from Rob. He writes, what do you think about the Lab series continuing with the 11 Lab 4? And there was another pic leaking of a 3 Lab 4 too. Do you like them? I don't like any of these Labs shoes that are coming out now. I already spoke about it already a little bit ago, but of course, you know, you didn't hear me talk about it when you wrote this question. But I just don't like any of the Labs anymore. I'm done with it. It's time to move on right now. Maybe something will come out and I'll like that. I did like the 3 Lab 5. I thought that was dope. Besides that, I'm good. Shout out to Japan. Japan's in the building. Someone showing love from Japan. Shout out to everyone all over the world, man. I never thought that I'd have people all over the world wanting to listen to me talk about sneakers. It's an honor to, you know, do this for you guys. I love it, for real, man. It's crazy. It's a lot of fun. As long as you guys keep listening, I'm gonna keep doing this, man. I just never thought I'd have people in Japan, all over the world, man, just wanting to hear me speak about sneakers and other topics. It's a lot of fun, man. And I'm able to do a lot of fun things through this, too. Let's see. Mosley wants to know, if you could collab with any brand, what would it be? I feel like you asked me this question already, or maybe it was someone else. Maybe your name's familiar. And he says, keep up the great videos. Thank you. I would collaborate with any brand that I already wear. I would never collaborate with a brand that I do not wear. Like, if I only wore Air Force Ones, I would never do a collaboration with anyone else but, you know, Nike. I wear a lot of different brands, so I would do a collaboration with any brand that I wear. If I only wore Jordans, I wouldn't do a collaboration with any brand, because it would be a fake collaboration. It'd be like I sold out just to get a check. It's got to be a collaboration with a brand that I like, that I wear, that you've seen me do a review on, unless it's a total new shoe and they introduced some crazy new model and it kind of just brought me, and I was like, you know what, this makes sense. But, you know, it's got to make sense. I'm not just going to jump on board to something. Not happening. It's got to be me, or else people aren't going to buy it. I mean, I don't even know if people would want to buy a DJ Delz shoe, you know? Hit that like button right now if you want to see a DJ Delz shoe, or leave a comment and say you want to see a DJ Delz shoe. Or matter of fact, if you want to go even above and beyond, tell the company that you want to see me do a collabo with. Tell them I want to see you do a shoe with DJ Delz and tag me in there. Because without you guys are my voice. I could say, oh, I'm good at this, or I'm this, or I'm that. It doesn't mean nothing. You need other people to talk good about you. So without you, the public, I'm nothing. I keep trying to tell a lot of people that, like, that you guys are my mouth, man. You guys are my voice. Perfect example. You could say that you're good at baseball or basketball all day long, but that shit don't mean nothing compared to if someone else says, yo, this dude right here, he's nice. That blows away anything you say, because that's someone else saying it. So that's what it is with you guys. You guys are my voice. I need you guys to get out there. If you guys want, you know, crazy things to happen for me, you know, it's going to happen through you guys, you know. You're a part of me. Like, for real, literally, when it comes to my success, you know, it's in your hands, you know. It's in your hands, for real. And when I first started YouTube, I didn't really realize that. I was just doing the videos, whatever. If you want to watch, you don't want to watch. Right? I didn't realize I was young and dumb, but now I really understand. Like, this is a team effort. Like, without you guys, there's no show. There's no nothing. I'm just chilling. Like, I'm just doing my personal thing. Like, but, you know, with the internet, it takes the viewers for me to make something happen, you know. You guys are my voice, so keep that in mind. Moving on, we got Jake. He wants to know if there's ever going to be another big restock from Nike. I have no clue. They just come out of left field, man. You just never know. It could happen today. It could happen tomorrow. Kevin wants a shout out. Shout out to Kevin. Kevin M. I see you. Jinx. I'm pretty sure I'm saying it right. Best way to store your sneakers, both DS and un-DS. Un-DS, always brush off the dirt with your shoes. Make sure that, you don't have all that funky dirt on the bottom. Keep them clean on the bottom when you put them back in your container or box. I always recommend getting a translucent shoe container, not the boxes. Keep your shoes away from paper, anything that decomposes. Your shoe decomposes slowly. Everything decomposes. You're going to decompose. Everything decomposes. Well, not everything. There's a few things that don't really decompose, but you know what I'm saying. So you want to keep it away from cardboard, paper, also moisture. Those are elements that are going to fuck your shoes up, right? So keep that in mind. Next question, Vincent. Delz, if Nike made you 2 offers, what would you pick? Making your own Jordan 6? That would be it. I don't even need to read your other question. That would be it. Making your own signature shoe. It'd be making my own Jordan 6. Like, that would be it. It's my favorite shoe of all times. I'm just realistic, man. I'm not a superstar athlete or something to have my own signature shoe. Like, a colorway, like a collaboration, that would do well. I know that. But as far as my own design signature shoe, at this point where I'm at right now, I don't think that would do well at all, I know it would be hot, and maybe because of it being hot, it would do well. But, that would be something, if that would ever happen, then I could think about it. I highly doubt Jordan Brand would ever give me that kind of opportunity. And I've interacted with people over at Jordan. Some people were really super cool, and I keep in touch with to this day. Really, literally just one person particularly. Shout out to that person if they're listening. But, most of the other people I've ever interacted with Jordan Brand are freaking weirdos, man. And I think they may dislike me or hate on me on the low. I remember this one dude who's a big deal, I think, over at Jordan Brand. He followed me on Twitter, asked me, what my favorite Jordans were, and then he unfollowed me. I was like, what the I was like, that's crazy. Like, the sneaker industry is really interesting. I faded away from the music industry, and I'm really wanting to get more involved with the sneaker industry. And, I know that I'm good, at knowing what's hot, knowing what looks good, helping how to market stuff. I'd love to work for a sneaker brand eventually. But someone like Jordan Brand, they would never, I don't think, ever mess with someone like me as far as, collaborations or anything as far as working with me. Once in a while, people that are affiliated with brands, with Nike and Jordan, that are doing their thing in a major way, they'll reach out to me and show me love just because I think they know that I really know what I'm talking about, and I really know about Jordan and Nike and the history with the companies and the athletes and the sports. Like, I know a lot about Michael Jordan, man. I know a lot about the history, like, for real. I bet you I know more than 80% of the people that work for Jordan Brand. Just from little conversations here and there. Shout out to Darius. Moving on. Swift writes, what do you think about Manny Pacquiao's new Foot Locker commercial that his gear will be sold at? Also, do you prefer the Kobe 9 High or the Kobe 10 High, and why? I like the Kobe 9 High a little bit better. I just like the design, even toward the back of the shoe, I like a little better, but they're very similar. And then he writes, keep up the great work. Thank you, man. We're going to try to end this podcast soon. I think we're getting close to an hour. I didn't think this was going to be that long of a podcast. Chad writes, just wanted to say I love your podcast and keep up the great work. Thank you, Chad, for real. Thank you very much. Mark writes, off topic, what is your opinion on the Furious 7 movie? I did not see it, but I heard it was really good. He writes, he just saw it and it was amazing in my opinion, especially the end. Thanks, Delz, for all the time you put in. Our subscribers really appreciate it, for real. Thank you, man. I will continue as long as you guys are tuned in. I'm going to continue. A Shell Kicks wants me to talk about socks. I don't know what to say. I guess if I like the socks, I buy them, different colors, different designs. I like Nike Elite socks. They're good. Adidas has good socks too. That's basically what's in my, drawers. Adidas socks, Nike Elite socks, Nike Lows, no-show socks I like a lot now with the, runners, especially low-top sneakers. And then, stance socks are dope. I've gotten a few other, design socks that are kind of cool, kind of fun to wear. Next question we got from Flight Club 45. Our brand's going a little overboard with collaborations. It seems like there's a new one releasing every week. And his name is Mark T, by the way. Shout out to Mark. Got a lot of Marks in the building today. I think you are 100% right. I spoke about that earlier. I think that there's so many collaborations with all these runners. Why can't these guys just, hire people to work for them? Why does there have to be so many collaborations? But at the same time, if it's done right and it's done with a boutique, from different areas, I think it's cool at the same time because you gotta understand these are smaller retailers, some of them, and it's a big deal for them to be able to put out their own shoe. So you got to look at the big picture. As much as it's a little much at times, if it's done right, then I'm all for it because it's really nice seeing some of these guys getting the opportunity to put out their own shoes. Like what I was talking about before with Saucony, I like how they put out that shoe by themselves because it just shows that they can do cool stuff without it having to be a collaboration. But at the same time, collaborations are cool for the people that are doing the collaborations. I mean, think about if Saucony did a collaboration with your boy Delz. All you guys that are listening right now, if they hit me up next week and was like, yo Delz, you want to do a collaboration? Shoot us some ideas. Maybe we'll make that happen. And there's all these collaborations coming out week after week. And then my collaboration comes out. I think that most of you guys would be excited about that, I would hope. If you're listening still, we're almost an hour into the podcast. I think you guys would want to, cop that shoe. So you got to remember, some of these collaborations are hitting different markets and exciting different people. A smaller retail in a different country, they're getting a chance to put out a shoe with a brand. And that's freaking awesome for that retailer, and sometimes we overlook that. As much as we see it from the outside in and look online, there's a new shoe releasing, you got to look at the other side of it, which I'm now looking at literally. And that's why I love these podcasts, because it opens my eyes literally with you guys, because I'm literally reading your comments and then thinking of new ideas and looking at things in different ways. You see how you just brought that out of me? I didn't really think about it like that. When they do these collaborations with boutiques, it just is a great opportunity for these boutiques and the people that go there to enjoy something that they put out with a brand, and these consumers go there on a regular basis. It's pretty dope if you really think about it. And I never really thought about it like that. So I understand what you're saying. Earlier I was saying the same thing, but there's two sides to it. You got to look at both sides of it. At the end of the day, as long as it's hot, why not, right? Alright, moving on. I can't even pronounce this guy's screen name. But he writes, I love the podcast, Delz. I've been tuning in every week. Thank you. A couple weeks ago, I heard you saying something about you working on something with Currency. Any info that you could tell us about? Yeah, me and Currency were planning on trying to put out something right before his album drop, but just, scheduling and getting everything mixed, because he's been recording while he's been traveling. It wasn't able to happen before the album dropped, and now the album dropped and he's out promoting it. So who knows when we will probably release a project, but we're gonna eventually put something out, man. Me and Currency. I've been rocking with Currency for a very long time. I mean, we talking MySpace days. I've been rocking with him. So just so you get an idea of how long I've known Currency for. Shout out to Currency. Make sure to go pick up his new album that released, 420. Real dope, man. Real dope album. Next question, Blackout 35. What's your thoughts on the NBA playoffs and what's your predictions? Who's going to come out in the West and the East? The West, Golden State. the East will be the Cavs. The Bulls may do it. The Bulls may do it, but I'm going to say it's going to be the Cavs versus the Golden State Warriors. That's my pick. And I think we're going to end it after this next question. Don Head Honcho, what's your thoughts on the Air Mag SBs? I like them. I wish it was a high because I like dunk highs better than lows, but I like them. I think they're dope. And we're going to end this podcast right here because we definitely broke over an hour. I thought this was going to be a shorter podcast. It ended up being, I think, one of the longest ones I've done. Unbelievable. Hey, if you guys are listening, then that's what's up. You know, I listen to people's podcasts that I'm fans of, and their podcasts go on for 2 hours sometimes. So, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that wish it was even longer. I'm training myself to get these to get longer and longer. Hopefully I can, you know, develop this skill where I can talk for 2 hours straight, maybe 3 eventually, because that's how most podcasts are. And for people that always complain, Delz, show pictures and do that, it's audio. You're supposed to just listen to it. It's not a video. I just have it broadcasting here. You know, this is something you can listen to your car. You know, if you got the Bluetooth, you know, hook it up to the car and listen to it while you're driving. Or if you're exercising, listen to it in your headphones. Or if you're doing something in the house, you know, listen to it, you know. This is just audio, something to listen to like radio. So that's what podcasts are, for anyone that says that, leaves comments. And for people that hate on the podcast, don't check them out. It's okay if you don't like certain stuff I do. I don't pressure people to check out every single thing I do. I do mention it. I always mention, of course, my Twitter. Follow there. Check out the blog. Follow my other channel, The Delz Show, where I show other stuff besides sneakers. You get to know more about what I like, and I try to show you guys all different kind of stuff. From behind the scenes hip-hop stuff, like in the studio with French Montana, to visiting Styles P's Juice Bar, to hanging out with legendary WWF wrestlers from back in the day, WWE legends, to, you know, reality stars, to reviewing an actual Star Wars R2-D2 unit, like that literally moves and talks and shit, to all kinds of stuff, you know, top 3 sneakers with different brands. I have that other channel. I always mention it, but, you know, I don't feel like you're obligated to check it out. Just like I don't think you're obligated to listen to all my podcasts or check out all my reviews. The only thing I ask is don't ask questions when I ask what do you guys want me to speak about if you're not up to date with the past couple of podcasts, because I don't want to speak about the same thing again, because I'm sure people that are listening on a regular basis don't want to hear me talk about what I talked about last week. I mean, it only makes sense. But I never pressure people to check out what I, you know, put up there. You're the one clicking play to watch the stuff. That's why I can never understand when people hit the thumbs down button. Sometimes I'll post a video and I'll get a thumbs down, like literally seconds after I post it. It's like the craziest shit ever. Like, I swear, like, some people, man, just ain't raised right, man. They raised like cowards, you know, and bitches, you know. It's the only way to put it. Cowards or bitches, or a combination platter of both of them. Thanks for your support, for all you guys out there, Team DJ Delz, that always shows that love. Make sure when you post your photos on Instagram, use the hashtag Team DJ Delz and DJ Delz, and I will definitely check out your photos. I will try to check out everyone's. I always do. I think I do a pretty good job at that. And I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, man. I will have tons of information at my blog, thesneakeraddict.com, in the morning to help you out with the releases. There are a bunch of shoes releasing in the morning. Go to the blog, 9:30, 9:45. Definitely will help you out Eastern Standard Time. And also check out my Twitter timeline around 9:50 to 10 o'clock, and I'll try to help you guys out, shooting some tweets out, give you guys a head start on all the releases. And definitely subscribe to my new channel. I would appreciate if you at least gave it a chance and checked out my other channel. I definitely would like you guys to check that out. There'll be information in the description box below, or just literally just type The Delz Show, and that's my channel. It's a new channel. There's tons of content. There's sneaker content there too that you're not going to see here, and I got more new sneaker content coming. Quick top 3 episodes that will only be on that channel. So definitely go and subscribe there, or just check it out, and if you like it, then subscribe. Thanks for all the love and support, And with that said, we out.
Bros, DJ Delz. Let's go, nigga.
DJ Delz, you know I love you, love you, love you.
Haters just mad that we winning his plans. More status, y'all just follow commands. Young, rich, and just don't give a damn. No new friends, all about the Benjis and fam. Original like Adidas, top 10s be the meanest. Wavy since a fetus, big ego, I'm conceited. I don't give a fuck about you or your weak crew. Talking all that rah-rah till you see us come through. Then you're quiet, not a sound or an action. Trolling online, but a personal reaction. I don't care what you say, I'm doing me. Bigger threat, DJ Delz, free Max B.
I don't care what you want, care what you need, care who you with, care who you been. Doing me, I'm doing me.
DJ Delz, you know I love you.
You got some neighbors around you like to talk a lot. Smile, say how you doing, but when you off the block, they the ones talking shit about you. Some will even rap to pigs about you. But for the most part, I gotta love my neighborhood. Got a problem, just holler you good. It's a beautiful day on the block. Chillin', cracking jokes, people youngins taking notes. Classic Snoop blasting out the window. Talk about drinking gin, smoking Indo. Pretty thing next door, fat ass, nice rack at the barbecue tonight. I gotta bag that.
It's a beautiful day in my neighborhood. My homies getting paid in my neighborhood. Sunshine bright on my neighborhood. It's a beautiful day, beautiful day.
I'm fresh to death, like $1,000,000. Bigger threat, DJ Delz be throwing it up. The souls on my grade 5 stay iciest. Help these hating ass police wanna see us in cuffs. Don't be mad, our pockets are grande. Pissing out aces face while you drinking that Andre. Wave game, tripping lobster on fire. Bombay, piling stacks, burning Cubans, every day's a payday. Pogo down to the socks. Own more road than your Macy's got stocks. Just kids love Delz, they just can't get enough. Stay wildin' out and we don't give up.
We fresh, fresh, fresh. Cause we fresh, fresh, fresh. Cause we fresh, fresh, fresh. Cause we fresh, fresh, fresh. I'm fresh, deaf like $1,000,000. I'm fresh, deaf like $1,000,000. I'm fresh, deaf like $1,000,000. But $1,000,000 ain't enough, so we gotta get it up. I'm fresh, deaf like $1,000,000. Fresh, fresh, deaf like $1,000,000. I'm fresh, deaf like $1,000,000. But $1,000,000 ain't enough, so we gotta get it up. 6'6" naughty in the fresh pair. Big cash, bigger funds like the fresh air. Wave gang, we the best, yeah. If the check ain't right, you'll get left there. Middle of the club like a Mardi Gras. This one for QB Cheslo and La-di-da. Pour Henny on the floor, make a body shot. I'm so hip hop, I make your whole body wild. Got the DJs thirsty for the replay. The bass make your face do the Steve J. So Rockberry with the cherry splash and lemonade. Slide them and crush them all in the day. I'm the lord of the slows, balls, Gordo. Give me money, give me honeys, give me Jordo. From the truck to the coupe to the Fordo. I'm Kevin Hart, guns sparking, throw me short. Tall money, long money, that's what we bout. Bigger threat, Dame Grease, bring the G's out. Granton, win, Frank, win, freaks out. If you ain't getting money, dummy, leave now. Fresh, fresh, fresh. Cause we fresh, fresh, fresh. Cause we fresh, fresh, fresh. Cause we fresh, fresh, fresh.